She passed quietly. No final speech, no moment of closure, just the sound of her breathing slowing down in the middle of the night. Then nothing. I sat there, holding her hand, waiting for something, maybe a miracle, maybe just one more breath, but it didn't come. And in that silence, it hit me how many things I never told her. Not because I didn't feel them, not because I didn't love her, but because I thought I had more time. And now I live with the weight of 9 things I wish I had said before she was gone. If you still have your partner with you, don't make the same mistake. These are not dramatic declarations. They're simple truths. I waited too long to speak. I wish I had told her more often that she made life better just by being in it. I told her she was beautiful. Sure, I told her I loved her, but I don't think I ever looked her in the eye and said, "You being here makes everything feel okay." Not when we were doing dishes, not when we were sitting in the car in silence, not during those small, ordinary moments that carried so much weight. I thought it, I felt it, but I never gave it to her in words. I assumed she knew, but assumptions are quiet killers. You think you're sparing someone from awkwardness, but really you're just robbing them of reassurance they may need more than you know. I wish I had told her I admired her mind, not her opinions, or her memory, or her intellect, but her way of thinking. She could see 10 steps ahead. She knew how people felt before they said a word. She read situations with ease and navigated them with kindness. I respected that more than I ever said out loud. I listened to her ideas, sure, but did I ever stop and say, "You're brilliant"? I don't think I did. She wasn't someone who needed praise, but that's not the point. It's not about what someone needs. It's about honoring what they are. She was wise, and I never named it. I wish I told her that I still saw her. I mean, really saw her. Not as the woman who cooked dinner or scheduled appointments or organized holidays, but as the same person I fell in love with decades ago. She changed, of course. We both did, but there were flashes of her. The sparkle in her eye when she teased me, the look she gave when something was unfair, the way she leaned into her coffee cup when reading the paper, that never left. I saw them. I just stopped saying so. Maybe I thought compliments were for the young, or that she'd think I was joking. But she wasn't just my wife, she was still her. And I wish I'd told her I noticed. I wish I told her that I knew she was tired, that I saw the effort behind every quiet decision, how she kept going even when she didn't feel like it, how she kept loving even when life gave her every reason to close off, how she carried family, worry, responsibility, and still smiled. And I should have told her I did, because sometimes strength looks so normal, we forget it's there, we take it for granted. And then one day we look back and realize we were standing on someone's endurance the whole time. I should have said thank you. Not in passing, not once a year, but often, sincerely. She earned that. I wish I apologized more, not for anything dramatic, just for the thousands of small moments when I chose silence over softness, logic over empathy, distraction over connection. I wish I said, I was wrong. I wish I said, I overreacted. I wish I said, you didn't deserve that tone. We didn't fight often, but when we did, I had a hard time coming back down, and she always did. She always made the first move to reconnect. I should have done that more. I should have met her halfway instead of making her cross the distance alone. I wish I told her I missed her, even when she was right next to me. Missed the version of her that used to sing while cleaning, or call her sister every morning, or collect those ridiculous little figurines she swore would be worth something one day. As we got older, those pieces faded. Life got quieter. but the longing for those earlier versions of each other never went away. I wish I had the guts to say, I miss who we were, even though I love who we are. Maybe it would have opened up conversations we never had. Maybe we could have grieved time together instead of pretending not to notice its passing. I wish I asked her more questions, real ones, about what she was thinking, what she was afraid of, what she still dreamed of. After a few decades, you start thinking you know everything about a person. But people change, they grow, and she had an inner world I only scratched the surface of. I asked how her day was, but did I ask what she needed, what she hoped for, what memories made her heart ache? I didn't. I waited for her to open up on her own, but sometimes people are waiting for permission. I wish I had given it. I wish I told her I loved her in the hard moments, not just when things were calm, but when we were stressed, tired, disconnected. She once told me she felt most alone when I went silent during arguments. That silence wasn't neutral, it was cold. And I thought I was doing her a favor by not escalating, but what she needed was connection, not distance. I wish I had reached out. I wish I had held her hand and said, we'll be okay. I love you. Because love during calm is nice, but love during conflict is what heals. Finally, I wish I told her she was my anchor, not my everything, not my whole identity, but the thread that made things steady. Her presence brought rhythm to life. Meals had meaning because she made them. Seasons had magic because she decorated the house. Hard times felt survivable because she was near. I don't know if I ever said that clearly, but now that she's gone, I feel every place she held together, every small, quiet space that had her fingerprints. If you're still blessed to have someone beside you, don't wait. Tell them today. Not with grand speeches, but with small truths. A whisper while doing the dishes, a look across the room, a squeeze of the hand before bed. Say the things you've assumed they already know, because one day you'll wish you had. And when that day comes, all the tasks, all the distractions, all the reasons you waited won't matter. Only the silence will. If this is stirring something inside you, and you know there's someone you need to speak your heart to, comment 1 below. It means you're listening, you're present, and maybe, just maybe, you're ready to say what matters before it's too late. When you lose someone you love, the silence they leave behind is deafening, and suddenly you realize how much you took for granted. The daily moments, the quiet conversations, the small gestures that seemed so insignificant when you had them are now the things you wish you could have held on to longer. You replay everything in your mind, the times you were too busy to notice, the words you forgot to say, the moments you thought you'd have more of. For me, the biggest realization came in the form of regret. Not because I didn't love her, but because I didn't tell her often enough just how much she meant to me in ways that mattered. So many things I wished I had expressed more clearly, things I thought could wait, but now those are the things I would give anything to say. There's this myth that once you've been together long enough, everything is known, that after years of being with someone, the love, respect, and appreciation is understood. But the truth is, even the deepest relationships need constant care. They need words. They need affirmation. They need moments of vulnerability and honesty, especially when you think everything is already understood. It's not enough to think it. It's not enough to assume they know they don't. And in the busy rush of life, it's easy to forget that what we take for granted today might be lost tomorrow. If I could go back, I'd say more. I'd talk less about the trivial and more about the things that really matter. I'd tell her I was grateful for the way she made every holiday feel special. I'd remind her how much I appreciated the warmth she brought into every room. I'd tell her I admired the way she handled challenges with grace and strength. I'd say thank you for all the little things, the small sacrifices, the way she made me feel like I was the luckiest person alive. I would have said more about how much she inspired me, not just with what she did, but with who she was. How her kindness shaped the people around her. How her smile, no matter how tired she was, always made everything seem better. I would have thanked her for being the heart of our family, for the love she gave so freely, without question, without hesitation. And I would have told her how much I respected her strength, not just the kind that everyone could see, but the quiet, everyday courage that kept our lives steady. I wish I had told her that more often. I wish I'd said something as simple as, "I see you. I appreciate everything you do, and I love you more than words can say." Not just in passing, not just when things were going well, but when life felt hard, when we were both tired, when I didn't know how to express my gratitude, because in those moments, that's when she needed to hear it most. Now, in the quiet aftermath of her passing, those words feel heavy, and not just because I miss her, but because I know that once the silence sets in, there's no going back. Once the time is gone, it's gone. You can't get it back. The chance to say the words you wish you had said doesn't come again, and that's the reality you live with, long after the loss. But this is not just about regret. It's about making sure that for you, those words get said now, because you never know how much time you have. You never know which moment is the last one to say what's in your heart. And it's never too late to start sharing what really matters. You don't have to wait for a perfect moment. You just need to speak the truth about how much you care, how much you appreciate, how much you love. It's not about grand gestures. It's about the everyday expressions of connection, the quiet moments, the honest admissions, the "I'm here for you" when they need it most. Those are the things that matter, and those are the things you'll remember. If this resonates with you, if you've been sitting on words you haven't yet said, comment below. Take this moment to commit to sharing what's important. Don't wait, don't assume. Say it now, because we can't afford to wait for the right time. The right time is always now, and the people you love deserve to know before it's too late. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell for more. This space is about sharing the real things, the tough conversations, the vulnerable moments, because love doesn't wait, and neither should we. Thank you for being here. Take this step with me. Speak the words that matter now.